suicide, hospital, homeless, abuse, physical and mental, sexual assault, anxiety, addiction, drugs and abuse.
Fucked up every day, I don't want the misery. Past is getting misty, still I carry around my pity to the city. Slipping through my fingers is the reason to existence. I am in need of assistance, but they all hear, they don't listen. I know I'm delusional, as that is the usual. Feelings going radical, I've reached the pinnacle. Always felt so cynical, happiness is finical. Pain has gotten literal, it's pitiful. That's my parents broke up, I was snatched by my mum. Never saw much of my dad from that point on. And my mum brought a man who would really fuck me up. I can still hear the words, worthless little boy, and it stunted my growth. Now I'll never grow up. I'm stuck thinking of ways to burn memories, like the one I have sitting on the stairs, reading my mum's plan last words, and knowing she resented me in her last thought has really made my self-worth sore. I've never had something strike so deep to my core, and she woke up like nothing was done. What the fuck? Cold. I remember when I first got hit, I could still feel the sting, I could still hear the ring. And what did that bring? A lesson on how to behave? Bullshit. She was just loving that power dynamic. Started smoking weed, then molly, then coke, then care, and finally hit acid to escape the tragic life I lived at home. Didn't know what I was getting into, couldn't go a single day without a fix. Eventually I did acid on the daily for a whole year. Head was in the clear, but my heart was in tears, and it appeared that my sanity was taking massive hits. One night I did a tab, edibles and coke. I took too much, thought my jaw was hanging off. Called the hospital and they took me, checked me up. My luck, I had overdosed. 5 more minutes, would have died so close. When I woke up, no doctor was around. Had to grab my clothes and leave the place on my own. No one even noticed I had gone. Booked myself a train and then I went home, and for the whole journey I could hear laughing, and I never stopped. They are still here taunting. Turns out all that acid turned me schizophrenic. That's a story for another time. All you need to know is drugs have ruined my life, and still I have occasions where I relapse, but I'm still yet to fully collapse. Things were heating up at home, couldn't take it anymore. Snaps, shouted back, then I left the house after leaving her present. All spit on the floor. Now I had to live without a home on my own, as mine wasn't open anymore. I slept on benches, slept on sofas, went to college. That's a process, dug inside of bins just so I could eat. Then to sleep, I saw my body. Spent my spare time on bridges, thinking I could really jump in and avoid all of the carnage. That's got me surrounded. Then I broke down, made an attempt, didn't jump a bridge. I went and got a razor. I'll skip the details, but clearly I failed. My friends found me and took me to the hospital. They couldn't come, so I entered on my own. They wrapped me up and took me to the kids' waiting room, and then I waited 7 hours for their next move. They finally came, said a taxi awaits. That's all I got. Bit my tongue and left, and then I covered my scar with a tattoo, as having visible weakness to me is an issue, and the rest of my life is to be continued. Perth ain't a nice place to be, it's not a pleasant scene. Taxed on how I breathe, price tag on being happy. I remember waking up after I OD'd. No one was around and I just walked out. Fucked up every day, I don't want the misery. Past is getting misty, still I carry around my pity to the city. Slipping through my fingers is the reason to existence. I am in need of assistance, but they all hear, they don't listen. I know I'm delusional, as that is the usual. Feelings going radical, I've reached the pinnacle. Always felt so cynical, happiness is finical. Pain has gotten literal, it's pitiful. That's my fucked up every day, I don't want the misery. Past is getting misty, still I carry around my pity to the city. Slipping through my fingers is the reason to existence. I am in need of assistance, but they all hear, they don't listen. I know I'm delusional, as that is the usual. Feelings going radical, I've reached the pinnacle. Always felt so cynical, happiness is finical. Pain has gotten literal, it's pitiful. That's my nostalgia. I survived suicide, I survived the hospital, I survived homelessness, I survived abuse, I survived sexual assault. I'm surviving alone, I'm surviving anxiety, I'm surviving addiction, I'm surviving drugs and booze. I survived an overdose, I survived having sex for a place to sleep. I survived friends going, I survived acid, I'm surviving being schizophrenic. I survived social services, I survived blackmail, I survived the lack of love, I survived poverty, I'm surviving insomnia, I survived my love of shame, I'm surviving time, I'm surviving life, I'm free.